Everybody, it's Sarah. Today is Tuesday, April 21st. Sales were pretty good in the last day. I'm not used to having this many items go out on a Tuesday, but I have 8 things going out today. One of them is off of my personal account. It's a book that my daughter had listed for her. So, she'll get the money for this, but this is one of her textbooks from one of her college classes. So whenever she finishes a class, if she had to purchase a textbook for that class, then she'll have me resell it to try to get some of her money back. So like I said, this is her sale, not mine, but just I'm mentioning it to remind you guys to keep an eye out for textbooks. So this wasn't huge. It was $14.99, but it's going to help her recoup some of her investment in that. And then for my sales, I'll start out with some of the little ones first. So this is a Nature Escapes coloring book. This came from a bulk box, and there were numerous. There was like maybe 6 or 7 of these in there, and this is the last one that I sold. It sold for $9. That's including shipping. It usually costs around $3.30-ish to mail one of these. So like I said, it's not a huge sale, but there were a few of them, and I had them. They came in the box, so I had to sell them. And this is a plate. It's a Mikasa. It has all of the model and all that kind of stuff on it. It's like a salad plate. Let's see, 8-inch salad dessert plate is what I listed it. I got this at a garage sale. It was like a community sale in a nearby. It's not really a town. It's like one of those. It's just like a little community. They have like a community center and stuff, but it's just houses in a community center, and they have this community sale once a year, and it's usually decent. I got there late because I had forgotten that it was that day, and when I realized, I was like, oh no, I have to go over there. But it's like it was a little bit of a drive to get there. So I didn't get a ton of stuff, but they were getting ready to close, and so everything was like, it was $3 to fill like a grocery sack, or if it was something that was bigger than a grocery sack, then it was just $3. And anyway, this is one of the items that I got in the grocery sack, and so I think once it was all worked out, this cost me like 33 cents, and I sold it for $5. So that was not very exciting. But I mean, I was getting a grocery sack full of stuff, so I was going to cram as much stuff in the grocery sack as I could if I thought I could sell it for something. There was a couple of other Mikasa items that went with this. I think there was a small plate, like a saucer, and then a sugar bowl or a creamer, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. I have a L'Oreal Feria hair color. This was a donation from a friend. It sold for $24.98, and this has been listed for less than a week. So this is, I think this is the newer, like if you look up this one and you look up this number, there's a few different ones, and this is the newer one. So, and it's a gel, whereas some of the other ones I think maybe weren't. I'm not very familiar with hair color. I don't color my hair, so I don't know. But anyway, so that was nice. Didn't cost me anything. Sold for $24.98 plus shipping, and sold quickly, so I'm happy about that. All right, next we have a Cuisinart. Is that how you say it? Cuisinart? I don't know. This is the carafe that comes from the Grind and Brew coffee maker. It's model DGB-900BC. I had picked up this coffee maker at a thrift store for $3. And normally they sell for like $60 to $80 when you sell the whole thing. But unfortunately, this particular machine, it has this attachment that goes on the top where you put the coffee beans in to do their thing, I guess. And something's wrong with it. It's really, really hard to get it to attach. And I wasn't able to get it to attach. My husband was able to get it to attach, and then I couldn't get it off. So I thought, okay, I can't sell this like this. Maybe I could have sold it for parts or repair, but it would have been a nightmare to clean. So with coffee makers and just generally kitchen appliances in general, don't always overlook them if they have like a broken piece or a missing piece, or it's not working, or it's really dirty, because sometimes people buy the pieces off of them to replace, you know, if they broke their carafe or if they lost something, rather than go out and buy a whole new unit, a lot of people will look for that replacement piece. And so this actually I listed yesterday, and it sold today, early this morning. So it was less than 24 hours this sold. It sold for $24.99 plus shipping. I listed a couple of other items that I thought would sell based on previous comps. The lid that went on that piece I was telling you about that fits on top. I listed that, and then the basket. Yeah, okay, so on this particular unit, there's the basket that holds the coffee filter, and then there was a piece that fit on top of that. The coffee filter was missing, but I had the basket and then the lid piece. So I listed those. So hopefully they sell, but I mean, as it is, I paid $3 for the unit, and this sold for $25 plus shipping. So, you know, I'm happy with it. And the rest of the unit I'll just toss. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Let's see. Okay. So next, I have this set of these little, I guess, I'm not sure if these are bronze or what, but I just put in the listing that they were metal because I didn't want to list it wrong. So I think in one of my previous videos I mentioned, I talked about the closed resale store that I cleaned out. These came from that store. So these are from Avon. We've got the little owl, and I think this is called a pheasant, and then the quail. So it's a set of 3, and I almost didn't look these up. I almost just left them in the garage sale, but I researched them, and I thought, I think these will sell, and they did. They sold for $23 yesterday. And so I thought, I mean, they sold really fast. I think these have been listed for maybe 2 weeks. So I'm happy with that. I don't see a lot of Avon stuff when I research. I always research Avon stuff because you just don't know. But in my experience, most of it isn't worth your time. In fact, I think of all the Avon stuff I've ever researched, this is probably the first thing that I decided to list. So, hold on. Also in that store, this isn't all of them, but I just grabbed some. There was a big stack of these like cross stitch books. There's like a book like this. There's these little magazines. Some of them are just a little thing that opens up like this. When I was cleaning out that resale shop, I almost threw these away, and I thought, wait, you know, I'll just look them up, because you never know. Because I've sold some cross stitch kits before, and I thought, well, if those sell, maybe these will too. And so I listed them a couple of weeks ago. I think I actually listed them on the same day I listed these guys, and they sold for $18 plus shipping for a whole stack. And I mean, they were easy to list, and they'll be pretty easy to ship. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I had originally listed them for $20. I sent an offer for $18, and it was accepted. And I think the birds, yeah, that was the same thing. I had listed them for a little bit more, and I think I sent an offer, and somebody accepted it. So y'all send those offers. I'll usually knock like $1 off the price. If it's under $10, I'll knock $1.50 to $2 off the price if it's under $20, or I'll knock, you know, I kind of go like that, about 10%. off, and I've noticed that I've had really good luck with things selling for full price to like a different customer shortly after I send an offer to somebody who's watching it. That happens to me a lot. I'm not sure why. Something to do with that crazy algorithm that nobody understands at all. So, I mean, send your offers, and a lot of times it may not be to the person that you're really offering. Does that make sense? It just seems like it makes it more likely that that item will sell to somebody else. I don't know why, but it happens to me all the time. So send offers. Okay. The last thing I have is this TheraBath Paraffin Heat Therapy System. So this one is new in the original box. It's like, I guess you would call it new old stock. This particular one probably isn't sold anymore. I got this at an estate sale. I paid $10 for it at an estate sale, and it was a living in an estate sale. If you guys, I'm sure you're familiar with estate sales. This was one of those where it was a really nice house. They had a lot of nice stuff, and they thought all their stuff was worth more than it was actually worth. You know, most of it was like eBay prices. So you could tell that they had done their research, and that's all well and good. Some people are going to pay eBay prices at a garage sale or an estate sale because they're wanting it for themselves. But, you know, for people like us who are needing to purchase at a resale price, that doesn't work out so good for us. But to me, it's a challenge, and I love to go into a sale like that and find the one thing that they missed, and I found it. So it wasn't a huge profit. Like I said, I paid $10 for this, and it sold for $55. But to me, that's totally worth it. That's it's a profit of $45. It has been for sale for a while, like months. I can't even remember when I bought it. Sometime last summer, I think. So it's been on my shelf for a while. But I mean, I listed it probably too high, but I didn't mind. I had the room for it, so I didn't mind trying it. Once I reduced the price to the $55, actually I think I reduced it to $60, and then I sent an offer for $55 and somebody took it. So once I had reduced the price down that low, it sold pretty quickly. So I could have sold it faster, but I mean, on this, like, I'm more of a slow dime type person than I am a fast nickel, so I didn't mind waiting. I'm happy with the sale. They paid, like I said, they paid $55 plus shipping, and I think another reason why it took so long for this to sell is the shipping price was crazy. They paid $52.90 for shipping. I haven't even checked to see where this thing is going. Hopefully it doesn't cost that much to ship it, and I can refund them some of that money, because I can't imagine paying that to ship something like this. But anyway, we'll see. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the packaging. So a few videos ago, I had a typewriter, the red Remington Starfire typewriter that shipped out, and I had mentioned that the buyer of that had sent a message saying, will you please ship this carefully, da 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 da, and I'm thinking, what else would I do? Like, there's no other option here. And I talked to you guys a little bit about the importance of shipping carefully, because you want to get good feedback and all of that. So that customer received that item yesterday, and she sent me a message. She said, I just wanted to tell you personally how much I appreciate your packing skills. I don't think I have ever had a typewriter packed so well. It was a pleasure to do business with you. And then I'm pretty sure she left me a feedback. Let me go over here. Look at it. Yeah. So her feedback that she left me says, awesome seller, fast shipping, and well-packed, thanks. So that's exactly what I was aiming for. I got that typewriter out as quickly as I could. I spent probably an hour shipping it. I double boxed it. I didn't have the right size boxes that I needed, so I had to cut down 2 boxes to fit this thing. I put some bubble wrap inside the case, so just kind of keep anything inside that case moving around. I wrapped the whole thing double wrapped in that foam. I don't know what to call it. It's made out of foam. It's really thin. You can wrap it around stuff. So I wrapped it with that, 2 layers of that. I put that in a box, and then I put that box in another box with packing paper. I think I have like maybe some packing paper and some bubble wrap. I just like some of both, because if that bubble wrap, some of it pops, you still want to have some protection in there. But too much packing paper can get expensive because it makes your package heavy. So anyway, I accomplished what I set out to do. I sold the item to someone who's really happy to have it. She's happy with the way I packaged it, and I received good feedback, which is what I wanted. So the next person that's looking at a typewriter, I have a couple more to sell. Hopefully they'll see that feedback and say, oh, somebody else purchased a typewriter from this person. That customer said that they pack well, so I'm gonna purchase my typewriter from this seller because I can feel pretty confident that it is going to be packed well and it will arrive to me safely. So like I said, I mean, with all said, the time to list it was like I didn't really have to do much cleaning. The case needed a little bit of cleaning, but it wasn't long. So all in all, it took me maybe 10-15 minutes to list it, and then about an hour to pack it. And it was a free item. I sold it for $30. So you're looking at a profit of around $26 to $27 for maximum an hour and a half of my time. So I think that's a pretty good rate for the time that I put in. And it was really nice to get a good, I love it when I get messages from my customers that they're happy. It gives me a sense of purpose for my job. So anyway, it's getting about lunchtime, so I need to get the kids fed and I need to get all this stuff packaged up and off to the post office. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe so that I can show up a little bit higher in the searches. My videos aren't reaching very many people because I'm new, and that's fine. I understand that, but I think a lot of people can benefit from my videos, so please help me out there. And thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.